Hey guys, welcome back to B8N Tackle. I'm your host Joe Frank, and today I'm gonna kind of do like a video I'm gonna like kill 3 birds with 1 stone. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk and use these awesome Goby molds from Yoho at Yoho Custom Tackle, Yoho's Custom Tackle, and I got 2 of these from him. And we're going to also play with some new ultra transparent liquid colorant from Barlow's. This stuff looks amazing and I can't wait to use it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use 2 different colors. We're gonna use that. I'll bring you down to the bench, but we're also going to use some of my buddy Michael's 8-bit baits crushed rupees. So we're going to do 2 different colors, mix them in, and then we're going to do a 2-part Goby. And these are an upside down mold similar to the I can't remember what, I think it's a creek chub mold that Marlin did back in the day. It's like an upside down mold, so it's the other way around. So the top of the head is down in the mold and the bottom is at the tail, so, or up at the top. So we'll dive into that a little bit and I'll show you the mold and that kind of things. We'll see how this works out. I'm gonna have to get I gotta get some plastic ready and some cups, and let's get you over to the bench so we can start doing this thing. So just like any of my other videos, guys, I am going to start with this is a medium hard blend, and I have not used this in a while. See how separated it is? So I'm going to go ahead and get my drill, and I'm going to mix this up real good, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's mixed up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Get that white goodness coming to the top. You don't want to go too fast because you don't want to introduce a lot of air to it. But it's been a while since I've done this. Stirred this one up, so probably a good thing that we use. So let me get this stirred up, and I'll get it put into my 2 cups right here, and then we'll meet you back at the bench. Got my 2 cups of plastic. I've got a 1.5 cups, just so you're aware of what I've got going on here. I'm going to start heating up the first cup, and then we're going to start talking about what we got here. So I got all these awesome liquid colorants. Let me bring you down here, from Barlow's. Okay, they're an ultra transparent liquid colorant. Okay, and they are all sorts of different colors. You got amber, which is what we're going to use today. We're going to use brown today. I also have, I think, the full collection here. I've got transparent fluorescent pink right here. Okay, I've also got ice blue. I've also got green. Okay, and then there's a whole bunch of other colors. I can show you these too while I've got you here. You got tangerine, like an orange tangerine. We have a black, so that's pretty nice, like a transparent black. That's kind of cool. We have an orange, a regular orange. So the tangerine is probably a little bit lighter of a color. And then we got bright blue. That one's pretty nice. And then we've also got red, just a standard red. And last but not least, purple. So all sorts of different colors. Super excited to try these, and these are probably going to be featured in the next couple videos, of at least when I do plastics. So we have those, and then of course you guys have seen this stuff on my channel before. This is 8-bit baits, and this is a different product he has called crushed rupees. And today we're going to use gold rupees, and we're going to use red rupees. Okay, and the red we're going to pair up with the brown, and the gold we're going to pair up with the amber. I figured that would be a really cool color combo. So what we're going to do, our plan is, this is Jeff Yoho's mold, Yoho's Custom Tackle. So if you're interested in these molds, I think you can reach out to him. He's on Instagram, Yoho's Custom Tackle. That's, I think, his handle, and I'll actually put it on the screen right there so you can check that out. But really nice silicone molds. I'm not sure what he uses for his silicone, but it feels pretty sturdy. Feels like you could heat that up pretty well. I'm not sure what he uses for his mold housings, but does a pretty good job. I mean, this is a fantastic looking mold, and the quality looks great. So kudos to you, Jeff, and hopefully we're going to do this thing justice. So we are going to do, like I said, we're going to do, this is an upside down mold like I was explaining to you earlier. The top of the bait is down here, the bottom of the bait is up here at the top of the mold, so it's opposite. So when we do the color, what I want is, I want the brown to be on the bottom, or yeah, on the bottom of the bait. I want the tan to be up top, or maybe we should flip that around. Let me think about that for a second, because typically you have your lighter color on the belly. Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's do the darker color on the top, and then we will do the lighter color on the bottom. So we'll pour the darker color first, and I gotta figure out orientation wise, probably like just above the eyeball, I would guess, for that top color, for the top portion of this mold, and then we'll fill in the rest with the lighter color. So really cool. I'm really excited to try these molds. Got the first cup of plastic heated up for about 3 minutes. So I'm going to give it a quick stir, just like what we normally do. And I think also to beef up these colors a little bit, I am going to add some black flake to these as well, both sides. So it'll be the colorant, it will be the crushed rupees, and it will be the black glitter. I'm just going to use standard black 30.035 glitter. Okay, so I'll try to keep track of some kind of a recipe for you guys, just in case this ends up turning out really good. But that way you guys can see what I'm going to do. So I will take measurements of these. I bought some new spoons, perfect, specifically for that. They're all in this little split ring thing here, so I'll go through them. But whatever, I'm just going to leave them on here for now, and we'll figure this out. But let me heat up the plastics first, and then we'll do the colorants. But we're probably going to do them one at a time. So we'll do the we'll probably do the bottom color. Obviously, we're going to have to do first. So let's do the dark brown first. So we'll do the brown first, amber second, and like I said, amber is going to be with the gold, and the brown is with the red crushed rupees. So we're going to do that one first. So we're going to keep trying to heat up this plastic, get it up past 350, and we're getting there. I can start to see it gel now. You can see it's in the gel phase, and once we get to a certain point here, at about 296, 294, hopefully you saw that on the camera. So I'm just gonna stir this up real good. And I'm not really too concerned about air bubbles at the moment, because we're going to vacuum this plastic out and make sure all the air bubbles are out of it. So let me heat everything up, get back to when we actually do the colors. Alright, so I have my plastic heated up to about 360, and what we're going to do is start adding some brown. I'm going to start off with 10 drops of brown, okay? So let's do that first. And I did shake this up beforehand, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that way we have a good clean path of how much we're putting in per cup and a half. Okay, and I can see it starting to turn brown right now. And I'm going to turn on some extra lighting. I don't know if this is going to help or not, but it may help you guys see the baits a little bit better, or see the colors a little bit better. But so that's that brown. It's nice. It's just like a nice, let's see if you can see it sliding off that stick there. It's a nice golden brown. Let me see if I can actually put some on the table here. See it? It's like a nice golden brown. I'm actually going to add a little bit more, because I think that's a little bit too light. I want a little bit darker than that. So let's go ahead and add 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to dry off the tip of this, because these tips get really dirty and clogged. So that's 10 more drops. So we're really going to darken this up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so let's test that. Oh yeah, see the difference there? See how it's a little bit darker on that one than the other one? And I think these lights are actually killing the color, so let me turn that one off. There we go. Okay. I don't know if that one's gonna, yeah, that one's probably fine. So what I'm trying to do here is just adjust the lighting so then that way you guys can see. And I think what it is the actual color of it, or it's actually the light above the camera. There it is. See that? See how light it was at first and now how dark it is now? So I think we're good with that. Maybe we'll do it a little bit darker. I think I kind of want to go a little darker. So let's do 5 more drops. So that'll be a 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the best part about doing this, is building the colors out. So let's get this here, and now I can see my light on the table. I'm going to try to set it back here so you guys can see it better. Okay, so I got 5 more drops in there, so I got 25 total for a 1.5 cups. It's a nice, beautiful, transparent brown color. I love it. It is amazing. So don't forget that when we add black glitter, that's going to darken it up too, because it's going to kind of cast that off the background. So it's going to be a lot better than that. So let's go ahead and add some crushed rupees. And again, this is red. So we're going to add some red crushed rupees. And I apologize, the label on the bottom of mine must have got wet somehow. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to open it up over this. And you just got to be careful because this is silica based. And I'm going to take a smidgen, okay, which is 1/32 of a teaspoon. And I'm going to go ahead and start with just 1 heaping scoop of that. I'm going to set this off to the side. And then I'm also going to get my black glitter, 0.035. I'm going to open that over top of this because I'm sure some of it will fall out. And I'm going to do the same measurement, a smidgen. And I'm going to do a heaping portion of it. Okay, I think I'm gonna add more black glitter. I think it's gonna be 2 of those, but let's just go ahead and get this mixed in and we'll try it. This might be a pretty awesome color, guys. Oh yeah, I can see the red from the rupees already. I can see the black from the flake coming in. This is gonna be an amazing color right here. All right, so let's get some of this on the table so you can see. I don't know if you can see that glare from that red glitter now or not, but what a difference that makes. Okay, what a difference. I don't know if I can show you this in the cup, but man, that's amazing. Looks great. So, and I'll get close-up shots of these just in case the lighting is off, but I think that's pretty good right there. But this is with the glitter in it. So like I said, I think the glitter could go a little bit more. The crushed rupees I think we're good on. I can see the red shimmer a little bit, and that's kind of perfect. That's what I want. So let's go ahead and do 1 more smidgen, heaping smidgen of black flake, and then we're going to call that black flake right there. Okay, so I'm going to close this back up. Get this black flake mixed in, and then we're going to check it one more time. We're gonna do another side-by-side comparison here. Okay, there we go. Okay, a little bit more black flake in that one. I like it. That's good. That's good. So you can see the stepping here. You can see how this one, and I'll actually take a picture of this with my phone and I'll show it to you guys on here. But this one is the clear without. This one's the red crushed rupees and the black flake, and then this is with a double amount black flake, which it didn't look like it made too much of a difference. So maybe we'll, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put 1 more smidgen scoop of black glitter. We got plenty of black glitter, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do a heaping scoop of that. Get that mixed in there, and I'm sure my plastic is starting to get a little solid here, so I'm going to have to heat this back up soon. But let's just see. I'm going to pour it right on top of that one right there. Let's see what it does. Oh yeah, when you double up that color, see that? You see how it darkened it up a little bit when I doubled it up? So I'm going to take a picture of that and show you guys, and then that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I think that does it justice right there. So I will put that over top of, I'll put it overlay over top of that. But this is beautiful. I'm going to put it back in so we can mix that back in. And I'm going to go ahead and heat this back up so that we're ready to pour. And we're going to go ahead and pour it. And then we'll come back after we pour it, then we'll go ahead and do our second color. Because we got time and might as well go ahead and do it right? So let me heat this back up. And that color looks amazing. So just so you guys know steps in the process, I always heat up my silicone molds. I don't put them on a hot plate because you could ruin them that way. I actually put them on my bench here and I bring out my heat gun and I heat it up pretty hot. I think it's, I end up doing the high fan setting, and I think I go up to 4, which I believe when I looked at it is like 800 degrees. Again, I'm not looking to scorch it, I'm just looking to heat it up real good and hot. So I just go back and forth, and I've got that directed tip on there, that flat line tip, so I can go over top of it just like this and just go back and forth and heat that mold up real nice and hot before I pour. But I'm not going to do that yet because I actually still have to vacuum the air bubbles out of this plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will bring you back down to the bench and we'll actually heat these up and pour them. Let's check this heat of this plastic. I'm going to also get my heat gun turned on. Okay. Let's check this plastic. Might need to be reheated a little bit. But I got all the air bubbles out. Yep, we're at about 330 right now. I'm going to heat that up because there's a lot of really small detailed stuff in the bottom of this mold, and I want to make sure that we get it right, because if we don't, it's not going to fill in correctly and it won't look right. So what I want to do is I want to pay very close attention to heating those parts up. You see what I'm talking about down in there? See those little slots down there? That's like a little spiky dorsal fin there, or whatever you want to call it, the top part of the fish, right? So we want to make sure we get those fins real good. So we want to make sure our plastic is nice and hot. So I'm going to go ahead and start heating these up while that plastic is heating up so we can go ahead and pour the first layer. And again, I think I'm going to take it up to about the eyeball. You can see it in that mold right there. There's an eyeball off to the left. See that right there? I'm going to take it up to the top of that eyeball. So I'm going to continue to heat this up real good. And the tail real good. I don't want to burn my finger. I think when I talked to Jeff about this before, he said that these could be heated up pretty warm and not have any issues. And that's what I want to do, is I want to make sure that I've got it heated up real good, but I don't want any issues with the mold. So I just heated the plastic up for another minute. And let's check temperature while I've still got the heat gun on the mold, and I'm just going to give this a good stir. We are at 346. That's good enough for me. I don't want to get too hot because I don't want to burn the plastic too much. So I'm going to go ahead and start heating this other mold up while I go ahead and pour this one. And I'm going to try to let it run in to that mold. And I'm actually going to take my heat gun away because right now it's kind of impeding on what I'm doing here. I may actually take it up to a little bit higher than what I wanted, but it looks like those cavities fill really, really well. And I want to get up past that, so I'm going to keep going until I get right to about this little rounded part right there. And I love it. I love it right there. That's perfect. So let me go ahead and heat this other mold up, and we'll do the same thing. So I did come up quite a bit past the eye. What I wanted to do is get to this rounded spot back here. There's a little rounded indentation after that fin. So let's go ahead and heat this one up real good. Hopefully this plastic will stay nice and hot. I got these little cover pads from my buddy still water baits, so I can just cover that plastic and that'll keep it nice and warm. I've also got these things to set the cups in too, so we need to start using some of this stuff, and I want to start showing you guys some of this stuff, so then that way you get to see that, and you can see if he'll make some of those for you. I don't know if he sells them on his website or not, but they're awesome. So let's go ahead and get this ready. All right, we'll take the heat away. We're going to go ahead and pour this one out. So I could see it. I saw the plastic go into that first fin cavity, and then here it is going into the second heat cavity. I'm just going to take my time and go nice and slow, because I want that cavity to be filled, and I don't want there to be any air trapped in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring it right up to that round part that we were just talking about. Perfect. Okay, so we got it right up to the round part of both, and I'm going to let that heat gun cool off, and we got that first color. So that one is done. We're going to go ahead and start heating up the next cup. This is probably going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, but these are nice and hot. I'm going to let them kind of cool down, and then what I'm going to do is bring the heat gun back, and we're going to heat up this mold again, and we're going to heat up all that plastic and make sure that we got a nice solid bond between the two layers. So let's go ahead and get this other cup of plastic heated up. I'm going to let these set for a minute and move them over to the side a little bit, and that way we can start working on our next color, which is going to be amber and gold crush groupies. So I'm going to move these over, and I've got my plastic heated up to about 340, 350, close enough. So the only thing I could say about bait plastic is that it tends to yellow quite a bit when you get it to a certain stage. So I'm not sure. I've toyed with the notion of going back to dead on, which I've started with, and I really enjoy dead on. So I'm not sure which one. I mean, it's really up to you which kind of plastic you like to use, but I've always noticed that it tends to yellow. So I'm not really super keen on that, but especially with these colors, it's really not going to affect it too much. But so here's the amber, and we're going to go ahead and start with 10 drops. Okay. Hopefully I was right on that count. If not, you guys can let me know, because I was trying to concentrate on what I was doing here. So I'm expecting this to be like a yellowish brown color, which is truly an amber, which is exactly what it's doing. So let's go ahead and dump some of this on the table. And right now it's pretty yellowish. All right, so I want to darken it up, because how dark that is, I want this to be lighter, but I want it to be a lot different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do another 10 drops, so that's 20 drops. And like the last one, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go 10 drops. Next one will probably be 5, just until we get to achieve the color we want. So let's see what this does. Okay, that just darkened up the yellow. So let's go ahead and add 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a little bit at a time. We can always add more, but we can't take away. So let's go ahead and get this stirred up. Let's see if that made that much of a difference or not. See, we're getting there. I think we're getting there. Let's do 5 more. So this makes it 30. 1, 2, 4, 5. So this makes it 30 right here. That's pretty good. It's very amberish. Let's go, just because of how dark that color is, let's go 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that makes a 30 count. So the other side with the brown was 25. This amber is 30. But keep in mind too that this is ultra transparent liquid. So this is a little bit different. So let's put that right there. And I like that. It's almost like a honey color, or a little darker honey color. I like that right there. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of that with my phone so I can show you guys an overlay, what that looks like in the lighting. Because where I'm seeing it from, it actually looks pretty darn amazing. And what I'm also doing too is when we get the colors mixed up, I'm actually creating a little palette here with the Epic Bait Molds color palette. And I'm going ahead and just making some color things so I can remember what these are for next time. So it's pretty cool just to see what we got there. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this back in the cup. So I think we got our colorant achieved. Now what we need to do is get our rupees and our glitter in there. So let's go ahead. Again, we're doing gold rupees. And you got to be careful with this stuff. Like I said, it is silica based. You don't want to breathe this in. Again, using the smidgen, okay, 132. So I'm going to go ahead and just do one heaping scoop of that. And I think that's all we did on the last one was one heaping scoop. So I'm pretty confident that we're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away. And then with the black glitter, I think we did 2 or 3 heaping scoops of this. I think we did 3. I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, 3 with the same size, a smidgen. Okay, 132. Put this back. I'm going to go ahead and mix this in, and I'm probably going to have to heat this up again because it is definitely getting too thick for me. So let me go ahead, get this mixed in here as good as I can. We'll get this reheated down, and then we'll check the color too, because I want to see what it looks like with the glitter and the rupees in it. I think it's going to look amazing because these other ones right here look amazing right from where I'm sitting. And I took a picture of that color too in this cup just to show you guys, and I'll show you right here. But look how amazing that color came out. That nice brown translucent color with that awesome red tint to it with that crushed rupees and that awesome black glitter. It looks like such a good color. And again, I did a little color palette of that, so I've got it for next time because that's a really cool color. So again, let me just heat this up real quick and we will bring it back to the bench. And we'll just check the color on the mat here. And I love this mat, by the way. You can get these from 8-Bit Baits. See how big it is? I mean, it's that wide. It's huge. This is the big one that they have. So just so you guys are aware that he does sell those. He also sells these little stirring sticks. These are great. They're actually like little spatulas, but they work a lot better than what I was using before, which was I was using butter knives, and I think the serrated part of the butter knives was adding a lot more air to my plastic. And I completely agree with that, because every time I do the vacuum chamber over there, it always ends up bubbling over because there's so much air introduced to the plastic. So, all right, so let's go ahead and drop some of this on the table. And again, this still has air bubbles in it, so we're not there yet. But that looks incredible. That looks incredible. It's very yellowish, but it does have that tint of brown. It's definitely an amber color for sure. And I can't wait to see what it's going to do when I get this heated up and it kind of mixes in that middle layer. I think it's going to look super cool. So let's go ahead and get this heated up a little bit more, because I think it's still a little tiny bit thick. Yeah, we're at like 420. I'm going to get this heated up just a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and vacuum the air bubbles out of this as well, because it definitely needs a good vacuum. So we'll come back after I get it vacuumed out. We're ready. So I'm going to go ahead and start heating up these molds, but I wanted to switch the camera from the top mount down to this lower mount so you guys could see this. I want you guys to see this. So if I've got you on a different arm on my camera thing. Actually, let's heat this one up first. So we're going to heat these molds up real good. I'll come out a little bit here so you can see. And I'm going to zoom right in a little bit more once we get to where we need to get to. So I've got the plastic heated up all the way to the full temperature I need. Just going to hit the top of this real quick just to get rid of some air bubbles. Good stir. I know you guys can't see me doing that on the side here. But what I want to do when I'm doing this, when you heat up the heat gun, and you've seen my previous videos, I want to heat this up really good so that the plastic starts to move. And once the plastic starts to move, then you know where you got to be. Because what I want is I want the top of this layer that's in the mold now to basically mix with the other layer that I'm about to pour in here. And don't forget that you got to get the tail warmed up too, because you're going to be pouring into that cavity. But again, I want this real nice and hot. I want the mold hot. I want the plastic hot, because I want that nice thermal bond between the two layers. Starting to see the plastic waving a little bit, starting to move. But like I said, I want it to move pretty good before I start pouring that plastic in here. And I can see it moving pretty good now. But I just want to make sure that I've got the outside edges really good. Make sure that bond right there where it meets, that goes down the tail, the back to the tail, I want to make sure that that's real nice and hot. And it's moving good now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start pouring this. And I'm going to start at the head first and let it roll back towards the tail. Okay. I'm going to start heating this other one up while I pour this. Yep. Blending in really well, it's meshing really well. I saw it blend together. I need that top to come up over that button in the front. And now we just fill in the tail real good. I'm trying to make it so that the heat gun is not impeding with me pouring. And that came out pretty dang perfect, guys. So let me go ahead and heat this other one up real quick. We're going to do the same thing. Again, we're going to heat it up until that plastic starts moving. Down by the tail, up in the front. And that's my only concern about this one, was I wasn't sure if it got up in the front enough. So we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. I think I can see my plastic starting to move a little bit now, which I can. But again, I'm heating up the head, the tail. I'm trying to heat up everywhere, every nook and cranny where that plastic meets the outside of the mold, back here by the tail. Seeing that back move like I want it to move yet, but I think we're dang close. Oh yeah, plastic's moving good now. So I think we're where we need to be. I'm just going to heat the head up one more time and give this tail one more blast. And I think I'm good. Yep, I can see it blend together really well. Make sure I cover that head piece there, and then just move back to the tail until it's full. And it's full. Perfect. Perfect, 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 guys. So I'm going to turn my heat gun off, let it cool down. And I'm going to let these go ahead and cool down, and then we'll come back and check these after they sit for a little bit. Moment of truth. We're going to pull one of these out of the mold. I'm just going to pull the mold away from the bait a little bit. Just make sure it's all clear. This plastic looks freaking amazing. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. Little tiny bit of crack, but not much at all. I think it just hit a couple of those little edges, but it filled in the fins and it filled in all the little details. Wow, this is such a cool bait. And I can't wait to take some up close pictures of it so you can see it a little bit better. But that color came out awesome. It looks so good. The top of the bait, it looks amazing. The bottom of the bait with that red, that darker brown, but it's still super translucent. Like I can't see through it all the way, but I gotta be honest, that is an awesome, awesome bait. I wonder what he's using here for a hook, because he's got a hole here for the mouth, and I think that's for like a jig head. So I've got an idea. I think I'm going to try to come up with some jig heads that are super long. The hook is super long and comes back here somewhere, like in the tail section where the tail meets the body. But I think I've got a pretty good plan on that. Ball go in there, the hook will come through and come out, circle like right there. So I think that could be pretty dang cool. I got to talk to Jeff about that too. But I did talk to Jeff. He said these are 10 millimeter eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and get out some 10 millimeter eyeballs to put on these things. And I don't know if I've got some Dead Meat Customs. I think I do. So let me go ahead and see what I've got. The only thing about this bait that I can see right now is that this finish of this mold, and I probably just need to put a little bit of worm oil on it. But I want to get the eyeballs in there first, probably before I do that. But let's just take a little bit of worm oil and just put it on the body and just kind of rub it in, get it nice and shiny. And it may be that that's really all it needs is just some worm oil just to make it a little bit more fluent there. But you can see the top where the plastic is dried up, and see how shiny it is. The bait side is not as shiny, but I wonder if I coat this with some worm oil next time, it'll make it a lot more shiny. I know that if I heat it up with a heat, it'll definitely give it that nice gloss look. So I may actually just go ahead and do that. Just shine up some of this just by heating it up a little bit, like a little flash heating. But that works good. Yeah, that works good right there. So I may just do that a little bit more here and there on the bait just to give it a little bit more of a shine. I kind of like it because I just did like just the lips here, and that kind of made it nice and shiny, and that's kind of cool. I like that. Anyway, so this is it, guys. So this is the Goby, and we got that nice translucent brown with that with the red crushed rupees and black flake, and that looks amazing. And this amber on the bottom looks incredible. Looks absolutely incredible. So let's go ahead and take out the second one and see how that one did. Let's just go ahead and split it like we did the other one. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull this out of here. And I'm assuming it's going to be exactly the same way as my other one. And I haven't poured these molds yet. That's the first time I poured them. But yep, same thing. Just a little tiny bit of cold cracking. Not really. I mean, it made a great bond. I know it made a great bond because I heated that up really, really well. So again, if I just hit this a little bit with a little bit of heat from that torch, that definitely glossened it right up. Even got rid of that cold crack a little bit. So that's pretty cool. I like doing that. That's pretty neat how you can just kind of like accent certain parts. Pretty neat. But anyway, I think this came out really good, guys. The color is absolutely incredible. I'm just going to go ahead just going to go ahead and run torch over this whole thing real quick just to shine it up a little bit. Let's see if that makes a difference. But it's definitely shining the plastic up because it's heating it up real good. But I don't want to get it too hot, and I don't want it to melt the plastic either, right? So there it is, guys. And you probably can't see it as well as I can right now, but let's see if I can get you close. See if the camera will focus enough to. Yeah, it's tough to see on this camera right here, and I don't know if it's my lighting is just not good or what, but I think I've tried to go with a lot more brighter lights, and I feel like I don't know if that's made it worse for this camera or better. So let me get you off of the. This is going to be a little darker, but I've just got you in my hand now. But this is the color, and it's got that amber with the gold is on the bottom. See it? Yeah, look how shiny it is. That gold, man, really comes out. Oh, it's so cool. But there's the amber in the tail with the gold, and then you can start to see the red in the top of the body. It's so cool. That was a great color combo. I think that's awesome. So again, it's darker on the head, on the upper part of the heads, and lighter on the tails. So that came out really good. But if you look at the colors here, there's a distinctive red in that brown right there. That's really cool. And then the yellow, the amber with the gold, I mean, it looks incredible. So very, very cool. I need to keep working on my lighting. I'm not sure why it's like that, but you guys get the gist of it. Like I said, I'm gonna take some pictures of these, but let's get some eyeballs on these real quick and come back, and I want to show you what they look like with eyeballs on them. But what a cool bait. So I've got some dead meat customized that I found to go on this bait. Look at that. Hopefully that's focusing. That's incredible. Perfect for this bait. It kind of almost matches the tail color. Really, really cool. Well, look at these things, guys. Look at these baits. So cool. So for rigging this thing, I'm not sure if Jeff got back to me or not. I think he did. Let me see what he said. Yep, the small ones, which these ones are the small ones, take a jig head. It's 5/0 with a 1/2 ounce head. And he's going to send me a picture later, so maybe I can put that in here later. But that is so cool, guys. So that ball of that jig head goes right into the front of that bait in that ball part. See it? Goes right into that ball part of that bait. So that jig head goes right in there. And I'm assuming that the hook comes out here somewhere. So, pretty interesting. That's a very cool design. I like how it's upside down. Like I said, like the creek chub there, the chub that Marlin Baits did with Epic Bait Molds. So, very, very unique bait. I like it. The molds, like I said, very cool material. I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to Jeff about what type of silicone he uses. But it looks like it's heatable pretty well. It's held up really good to the heat that I applied to it, and I couldn't be any more happier. So kudos to you, Jeff. Yoho's Custom Tackle. You can go check out him. Maybe he can get you some molds. I think he sells them. I'm pretty sure he does. And what a killer lineup of all these other products, right? I mean, you got your crushed rupees from 8-Bit Baits. Of course, Michael, shout out. And these ultra translucent liquids, which they're pretty darn cool. I mean, you can see through that. That's ultra transparent. Now we did thicken it up, obviously, in the body because this head is so thick, but it came out marvelous. And I love that red that I used and that brown on the top, and going to that belly color there of that amber with the gold. I mean, that's phenomenal. I love it. Absolutely great. So we're going to wrap this video up. I'm going to go back to the main view to wrap up this video, and we'll close this thing out. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, Yoho's custom tackle for the mold of this really cool Goby bait. Super cool open pour, and I'm pretty thrilled with it. It's a very cool bait. I'm very impressed. It looks really good. It reminds me a little bit of my big-eyed fathead, except obviously it has a smaller eye, but the fathead part I really enjoy, and I really like this tail. So I'm kind of curious. I may take this out at some point here and try to get some swim footage of this. That's pretty sweet, and I may make up a couple more of these. Watch my Instagram. I may put a couple of these up for sale. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. But very, very cool bait. Awesome job, Jeff. Great mold. And I think with that mold, I think what he did was 3D print the original bait itself. I'm pretty sure that came off of a 3D printer, and then obviously made a mold with that. So that's pretty cool. I like doing that too. I'm gonna have a video coming up here of how you can make a lead mold by printing something on the 3D printer and then pouring a silicone mold, a RTV red silicone mold, so that you can actually make lead baits in a silicone mold. It's pretty cool, and I've already been practicing it and using it a little bit here in the shop, and I'm pretty impressed and pretty happy with the results. So I will show you guys that. Probably give you some sneak peeks maybe pretty soon here if I haven't already. But again, shout out to Michael over at 8-Bit Baits. Awesome job on the crushed rupees. Those really cool way to accent your bait. Brings out that color, that fine color in there. We used the red and the gold today. He's got a bunch of other colors. I'm almost positive I have them all. I think there's purple, green, a whole bunch of different colors you can imagine. Just let you run wild. But go over to 8bitbaits.com and check his stuff out. Get a couple things. The crushed rupees are very well priced. Awesome product. Like I said, I've used a bunch of them already. They got the siren scales, and he's got his Holoshift powders. They're amazing. He also sells these mats. He also sells the stirring sticks that I use. Those are all from him. So go check him out. Go over to Barlow's. Use my code B8N Tackle, all one word, all caps. It doesn't give you any percentage off, but it helps support me so that I can get more products like that, the ultra transparent liquid colors, and I can show you guys more of this stuff in the future. So go over and buy some stuff from Barlow's. The ultra transparent liquids are amazing, absolutely incredible. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I do still have the Sticker Mule store up for shirts. If you guys want to buy shirts, like 25 bucks a shirt. I don't think anybody's even bought one yet. I'm kind of surprised by that, but go over. You can just go over right through them. You order the shirt, you check out through them, and they send it to you. I'm completely out of it. I'm transparent on that. But really would appreciate your support. I get a little bit of a kickback on that if you guys do buy shirts, so that would be appreciated. So until the next video, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to keep on baiting.